We are streaming. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Sorry if I sound more
Gremlin
sick.
noises.
I have only gone downhill. Oh shit. Oh, I
I have to
very
mute.
quietly
I have to
hear
mute
that.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Whoops.
No, no.
Hello, everybody. I am over the Concrud, which is good. However, I have swapped that for allergies, which is bad.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's
Fuck
what I've been talking
yeah.
about. Woo! How's everyone doing? I do have something I want to talk about real quick.
Well, clearly, because your ass is ditching on us, so really quickly. Welcome on in, Quinto Fishing Wolf. Welcome on in, Prophet Soya. Hello, Dingus Yoshi. We got Carnelian Fox. Hello. There it is. Cicero the Wolf. I'm having it today.
Jesus.
Nacaps Panther. THD. We've got Okian Munja. I want to say Munja, not Munja. Maybe it's Munja.
I don't know.
We got Grey Old Fox, Audible Player, Peas in the chat. That just says P with a broom.
Yes.
Wolf. Alistair the Penis. What? Alistair the
Penis?
Hyena. Quaddle.
Waddle.
And Landon Lean. Oh, wait, Landon Lean's such a good mix for like a
Landon
drug
Lean.
dealer product. Next time you play Schedule 1, make some Landon Lean.
Oh my god, do it. Can you name the different drugs you make?
Yes.
Oh.
Sir. Alive somehow, amazingly. Alright, go off, Queen, while you still have time.
Okay, I made a TikTok about it, so you might have seen it. But have you been getting TikToks of people on the Delta flight?
Nope.
Oh my god.
I saw your post about that, and I have no clue why.
My god. I want to talk about this because I'm still getting new POVs of these prisoners on this fucking flight, dude. So, there was a Delta flight that was, I think, flying into Orlando or out from, and it got delayed for a few hours.
So they were in Orlando.
They were in Orlando, or they were like on their way to Orlando. Either way, flight delayed. Okay. Everyone's already pissed off. Nobody's ever happy about a flight being delayed. Someone's daughter gets on the fucking the PA announcer thing, the little phones that the flight attendants use.
You're not supposed to do that. Fuck.
Well, they didn't stop her, so I don't know. But and she's singing
She
songs.
started singing. Yeah,
she's singing songs from Moana, which, it's adorable, okay? She sounds fine. You're doing great, darling, but man, don't do that into the PA system. Because if you don't know, when the flight attendants talk into that, it stops any of the stuff you're doing on those screens. So it pauses your
it forces
movie. It forces you to listen. So everyone had to stop what they're doing, unless they're on their phone or something, to listen to this little girl be like, every breath I take, every move I make, and just it was one of those where when I first saw the first couple of POVs of this, I thought it was just a little girl singing. And I was like, okay,
right,
annoying, but cute, okay. Kids will be kids. No, she had the fucking PA phone up to her mouth, singing it for the entire flight. And I want to clarify, I'm not mad at the kid in the slightest, okay? Kids probably don't have the social awareness to be this is probably something I shouldn't subject prisoners on a plane to. They weren't actually prisoners, but
this is absolutely mommy Karen shit.
Yeah, why did the mom not go, maybe don't do that? If anything, I think the mom probably put her up to it.
No, she probably put him up to it.
Yeah.
Hey, can we entertain the flight so we can go viral on TikTok like all the other ones where you see people waiting and they start singing, or it happens to have a famous Moroccan band on there and they all start playing their instruments and shit. It's
right.
Oh, my kid's gonna be great. Was it one song or was it many songs?
I've heard that it was just the one song. I've also heard that she went for 45 minutes. I'm more inclined to believe that it was just one song.
I'm gonna say one song's fine, but it is kind of you're not really given consent, right? Because there's a lot of people that are probably nah, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
But if it's 45 minutes, I'm committing terrorism.
Whoa. Dude, I'm using the slide. Little like slide you can use. That was like I
Pulls
saw
the
a video.
emergency door. No.
I saw a video. I made a stitch of the video and then I deleted it because I was really fucking mean in it, and like it was a positive video and I didn't want to be that guy, but like somebody was like, I think they were like flying to or from Hawaii, I don't remember, and she had ukuleles and had enough for everybody on the plane so that they could learn ukuleles on the flight. And
See, I could be down with that.
no, I'm jumping. I'm out. I hate the ukulele. I could not stand a plane full of them, dude. I'm out of there, man.
Yeah.
Like, but that one was at least like,
I guess
hey,
this is
guys.
like a really. Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. That one was at least like, hey guys, we're all gonna learn music together. That's great. This one was just like somebody's daughter just singing.
It literally
songs
was
from
them being like, I
Moana.
want to go. They literally were like, I'm gonna go viral. The toxic
The
gossip
toxic
plane.
gossip plane.
Fuck. Know what I'm bringing on my? Know what I'm bringing to my airplane?
Yeah, God, dude.
No,
If
there's
you
too many
show up-
viral.
If you show up to AC with a ukulele, I'm hitting you. I just want you to know that. You're not into that. Don't have that pause be that long.
I was trying to gauge my what I should respond with. You're right. I'm not into getting just full on decked. I don't like being hit. Fighting the what?
Whoa.
With a hammer. What? What? All right, now I'm trying. Some people are trying to kill me now. Fuck. No, I'm kidding.
Me should be violence. I have two
so-
things that will set me off. And it is being touched without my consent. I see red. And ukuleles. Those are my two breaking points in terms of violence.
But hear me out. The ukulele played by the lead singer of 21 Pilots when he covered the Elvis song.
Okay.
It's
I'm
so
gonna-
pretty.
The thing
And if
is,
you haven't
if-
heard it, I'll link you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's somebody who like really knows how to play ukulele, I'm more inclined to listen to it. But like, everybody has a ukulele, man.
Everybody. No, they don't. You just.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
You're spoiled.
Hi, Gamigan. All right. Anyway, what were you gonna talk about?
Well, first and foremost, I think a lot of that comes down to you do see a lot of viralness when it comes to people coming together or singing and stuff. But you do see a couple flights, and there were some flights where people decided to try and sing. It was like a choir or something, and they just decided to do a whole performance on the plane, which obviously some people liked, but a lot of people didn't.
Why are you not in stream?
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna stop it? Right? Like you're gonna have to commit a crime to stop it. It's like, what do you do? So at least it wasn't a whole flight. That's good. And there's like the yodeling kid. But that's in a store where people could just fuck off, you know what I
People
mean?
can leave.
When you're in a plane, you're a captive audience. There is
You're
no
there.
consent there. You're
Yeah.
just whoever does what, you're kind of just there, unless it's like, oh, I need to get off this plane for real, you know? So I can see like, yeah, people just gotta have better respect for other people's like. I don't even care if it's one dissenting person that says no, I'd rather not hear it, and everybody else is like, let's fucking hear it. One person says no. Well, unless somebody can give them their noise canceling headphones for that time being,
Yeah,
don't
this
force them to deal with it.
This is a group. This is a group. We're all in this together. We're all suffering through this delay. Do not have your daughter grab the thing and sing Moana. Like I said, if she was just singing, okay, a little annoying, but that's just kind of what kids do, right? I used to sing all the time when I was a kid. It's the fact that she had the fucking thing and was projecting it to the whole play.
So that was my original joke. It's like, I'm gonna commit them. Because
Oh my
I'm done. We're done.
Yeah,
Nah, so yeah, I kind of hope it comes out about who's the parent and who allowed it and why. Because I do want to know. I want to see if this person's just trying to turn it into like the big viral career shit. You know what I mean?
I am following that so close. I want to know so bad.
and then immediately have that person, Child Protective Services get in there and, separate them.
Yeah,
Because
right.
if it's anything other than, oh, I just wanted to show off my kid a little bit, if it's like, yo, we're TikTok stars now,
Oh, God.
separate them now,
Dude.
save the kid, save the kid.
Unironically, like, I know we're joking about CPS, but like family influencers, dude, that's always rough when you like learn about what the
I can't
kids are
remember.
going through.
I have to Google it really quick.
I'd rather be on the Final Destination flight, dude. I was walking by when I was a kid, and my
Stop saying
stepmom was
stuff like-
watching that movie, and that's the reason I was so terrified of flying for the longest time, was because I saw that scene way too early in my life.
It was
Yeah.
Utah.
Was
Sorry.
it actually Utah? Carnelian? I think it was
No.
Carnelian. Somebody said, let me find it. Let me
Utah just
find
put
it.
something in? Yeah, I think it was. It's the HB 322 law. Because I just read
Oh,
it
that was
not too long
Dingus.
ago.
That was Dingus that said Utah mom type
Yes.
beat.
Utah just put in legislation that protects child influencers, which is huge
Oh,
because
I thought we were still talking about the plane. Yeah, sorry, Carnelian.
oh no, but
I
it's in that.
misremembered.
Oh, wrong thing. I didn't read anything. I was just following whatever Misha said. But no, Utah did straight up like put in laws to try and protect kids from being exploited. It has
That's
something
good.
to do with like how the money gets processed, which basically shuts down the fact, like it shuts down the rights of the parents to want to even do it.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
it's like it's
You shouldn't be able to profit off your child because it becomes
No.
a very quickly abusive relationship most times.
well, it becomes an abusive relationship, and like there's a lot of creeps that watch that sort of thing with like
That's why fucking Hollywood is so fucked. It has
yeah
been for so many years. Yes, you want child actors for the child roles, but it's been coming at the price, and there needs to be better restrictions. So, and the problem is our laws and systems are very reactionary, not
preventative.
preventative or any sort of like they're still like obviously like copyright laws are all sorts of fucked because they don't cover things properly in the new digital age, right?
Yeah,
And we're still trying to get them to catch up to shit, and nobody likes to change laws unless unless it benefits a certain group.
I was gonna say, dude, Trump loves to change laws.
Some laws fucking go quickly. Some laws that actually matter don't. So it's just one of those things where I just don't think family influencers can exist, but I think it needs to be more about the parent doing the adulting stuff rather than it being more focused on the children.
Yes.
So you should show how you're preparing the meals for the kids or how you get them up in the morning and stuff, but the camera should be focused on you and not the kids. The kids are more like cameos. They're background actors. They make brief appearances to, obviously they're your children and being taken care of, but they should not be like Ryan's World shit.
Yeah, God. It's because it's like
He hates himself. He hates his life because of what it became. Like
Yeah.
Ryan's World is a massive one.
yeah, he's kind of stuck there.
He's talked about it so much. He's like, I just phoned it in. They kept telling me I had to do shit, and it's like, Jesus
God.
Christ, that kid didn't have a single good childhood.
No.
He like it's the concept of he literally had everything a kid could ever want materially, but nothing that makes childhood fun. It's
Yeah.
like fuck. Wow, this is not what I thought we were going to talk about.
No,
We have to
you said
start.
you said you had like a couple of topics you wanted to talk
Well,
about.
first and foremost, let's get the big thing out of the way, which is officially, I am. Today was my last day as a verification specialist. I transfer to the new department Monday, so
Let's
when I show up on
go.
Monday, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, and
Oh.
I will figure that out. So that's scary. Who knew? Said a lot of it's not goodbyes because we're obviously still in Microsoft Teams and everything, but I'm definitely gonna not have as much reason to interact with a lot of these people. So it was definitely still a lot of like, hey, to my bosses, you guys are great, thanks for doing what you did, I'll see you on the other side kind of shit. It's kind of emotional, and that's why I'm drinking tonight. I'm gonna play whatever video games sound fun tonight and get drunk.
Nice. I'm playing
Then I gotta
Yu-Gi-Oh!
wake up and go
sober.
pay rent.
I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Sober because I hate myself.
I think my plan is to start off with some PUBG and just try and go for fun snipe shots. I like sniping. You just feel good when you head tap somebody from afar, you know?
You do.
And that's like any shooting game, but
I just
I'll probably
noticed.
start off by playing PUBG until my drunkenness gets too much to aim, and then I might swap the Rocket League. If it's too far gone, I'm probably gonna go ahead and open up a lobby for web fishing just to chill, shoot the shit.
Hell
People
yeah.
can, if you like come in later or something, or if anybody else that's mutuals comes in, I can pop you in the Discord. We'll just talk and have a good set or Friday night. Yeah, thanks for the congratulations. It's not a promotion; it's a raise though. A different
like a
department, new
promotion to
skills to
me.
learn, new people to work with. It's gonna be very busy, and it's supposed to be less. It's supposed to be less talking. Once I get settled in,
See,
so
that part sounds nice.
we'll see. We'll see how I like that because I'm a good talker. But
You are.
I could just lock in and just like put like cool learning videos in the background. Maybe I can actually learn while I'm working too. Learn Spanish by the end of the year.
Bless
Whoa.
you. You could use
Thank you.
Duolingo. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Very quickly though, so I just wanted to say, yep, that's happening. Next week, I'll keep you updated on my brain and how that's going because it is new stuff I have to learn. So it's going to be very focused. Try to get good sleep every night. Probably a lot of meetings technically where I'm being shown stuff. Because the stuff I am working on will involve it's serious stuff. Like the other stuff was serious, but this stuff is essentially I am on the side of instead of doing employment and educations and stuff, I'm checking back like criminal backgrounds.
Yeah.
So like if I fuck that up, that's bad.
That is bad.
Like if somebody is like a sex offender and I miss it, that could be really bad for hiring. You know, like shit like that. But I feel like the way it's set up, and from my knowledge of the department and some other things, it seems like we have a very specific set of instructions on how to gather the information, and it's almost all automated. It's like all systems that you just have to data entry and populate the results and then enter it and then do it. Like you have to scrub some of the PII and stuff, and then you're done. And then you move on to the next order. So, like I said, it seems like it's a lot less talking. It's a lot more just going and getting the information, making sure you report it properly, and make it look nice and pretty for the clients.
Nice.
So that's interesting. Other big things going on. I heard something about some retailers are stopping their pre-orders on Switch 2. Even though they supposedly all sold out, they're like canceling them. I don't know if it's because they're thinking they're gonna not receive as many as expected, or it could be backlash towards Nintendo for Nintendo being little shitheads. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's definitely something going on.
I
saw today. I refuse. I'm on that point of we've been paying $60 a game for a very long time now, and it's very explicitly like, again, remember. Yes, there's inflation, and yes, you've increased game budgets, but you also push out games all the fucking time that are broken and require patches and updates.
Yeah.
Probably tariffs. It's not tariffs. It's Nintendo is just trying to push the bar higher on games for a while to make a better profit margin. But the problem is just it would make sense if all of the world was succeeding. But most people aren't succeeding. Most people do not have more disposable income, and it alienates anybody who doesn't really have a job. Do you think kids get allowances nowadays? Like, I would assume not. A lot of us are paycheck to paycheck. You can't really give your kid $5 a week. And if the games go up to 80, 100 fucking bucks, do you know how long it's gonna take them to save up for a game? Right. Yeah, that's gonna trash your sales. And then the worst thing about the Switch 2 too is, if I'm correct, the actual physical discs aren't even the games that you're given. You're given a code.
Yeah,
which means if you don't have internet or you run on dial-up on the, because there's still people that live outside of areas or parents that don't pay for good internet. that might struggle to download these games. God forbid, like a Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, to be fair, games have been way too big for discs for a while now, where it's like you get the disc and you still install the game. But like you still physically own the game in that regard. And
Yes.
Nintendo's kind of taken that away, where they're like, "Oh yeah, we can revoke your ability to play the game or the console at any point." And it's like, then I
Yes.
don't fucking own it.
They said you don't own anything. You just purchasing a license to use our hardware and our software when you buy the games. And that if you were to, so basically they're not just gonna go and like knock your console out for any reason. But if you were to say mod your console, so like you wanted to mod it back, because there's a lot of people that will mod ROMs onto the Switch,
Yeah,
so that way you can play, because the Nintendo has a limited library of games even in the past. If you want all of the games of the past, you can get an emulator, a ROM emulator, and do it that way. Well, if you do that and they find out about it, or they find some sort of compromise on their systems, they can remotely just shut your Switch 2 and brick it.
and here's the thing, right?
So there's your $500.
I don't think it would be like, I would not be against Nintendo if they found a, sorry if I feel like I sound really stuffy, but like I would not be against Nintendo if they found a modded console and blocked it from the ability to play online at all. I think that is a fair thing, because you are doing something with the console you're not supposed to. Let's be real. Let's be honest. But the fact that they can just like brick your entire console, period, I don't think that's right. To the point where it's
think
like you can't play it at all. Like,
It's like saying I bought a car, but if I decide to speed, they can take my car away from me. Or I want to put a turbo on it that's not street legal. They can just take the car.
Your insurance,
But not the police or anything. Not the police or anything that would like, oh hey, this is illegal. No, it's just like, the dealership's like, no, we'll take your car back. Sorry. It's not okay.
That would be kind of funny if the dealership. Like,
I'm not paying $500 for a license to play hardware. Okay.
Yeah.
And they always have been the law, anyways. Yeah, I mean the license thing has been, but you've always like in the TOS stuff has always been the same thing. You're not supposed to mod the consoles. They're just making it specifically strict now to where like they can brick your thing and have no legal repercussion to it, and it's bullshit. They're overreaching. Unfortunately, to the general consumer, especially with kids, they just hear mommy get a Switch 2, so they're gonna go get a Switch 2. And they won't really run into too many problems with it. I do wonder, because I've always made this comment. I remember, trying to fight mom and dad to get a dollar soda.
God,
and now they're like $2.50, $3 for the same soda. And
oh my God.
And I don't know how people argue that. I don't know how the kids get parents to do that, because it's like so much more money now.
Dude.
And I can't imagine a kid trying to be like, hey, I want the new Mario Kart with the DLC pack or something for $100. The parents could be like, maybe for Christmas, that's the one thing you're gonna get. Because again, it all comes back to the economy, man, where just people don't have that disposable income.
Yeah. Dude, I remember I saw a post that was talking about like, and it was the same with my family, where if my stepmom got home and she like asked me to take the chicken out of the freezer or something and I didn't do it, she would be so pissed off and just like so mad. And I remember being a kid and being like, it's not that big of a deal. But dude, now that I'm an adult, that fucking was a big deal. That shit.
When you have so much going on in your life and you just need that one little thing and it doesn't get done, you're like, you little shit.
Yeah, looking back, I was like, she had every right to be as pissed as she was.
She should have beat my ass more.
Right? Like, dude, fucking yeah. And I saw this other post where it was like, it's like when your kid suggests swinging by McDonald's and like the parent is like, fuck, I want to go too, but we have food at home. That's another reason I can't have a kid.
Oh, that's
every
so
single
funny.
time the kid would be like, Dad, let's go to McDonald's. I'd be like, yeah, dude, hell yeah.
I don't want to cook.
Yeah.
I want to eat some French fries.
Speaking of cooking, though, it's time.
Oh, you're gonna go cook?
I'm gonna go
cook.
the booter. You are getting the Scooby-Doo. The scubbity bubby. Oh, he's a little
Fucking
he's a little out of place right now. There we go. We got the goot.
we got a gooter.
We got a gooter.
That sounds wrong. It sounds like I shouldn't be saying that out loud.
Yo, what's up, chat?
It's Goddard. I just
God.
realized I've been on Top Chat this whole fucking time. I am so sorry if I've been missing fucking messages. Hey, by the way, everybody, if you didn't choose that top, if you see Top Chat at the top of your chat box, you need to switch that down arrow to a live chat. I forgot.
True, live chat.
How we doing, Gooter?
I'm doing pretty good. I had work today. It was pretty boring, and now I'm back home, and I'm vibing.
Vibin?
Vibing, big vibing. Goot has entered the chat.
So I will say the cool thing about today was it was pretty fucking easy. They were like, well, we don't want to give you all the fucking work because you're not going to be here on Monday to continue all of that work.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And whenever you do a handoff and hand over shit to people, it complicates things. So they were just like, yeah, so we're just going to keep it chill.
Hell yeah. There you go.
So today was a really... Live chat is where it's at. Live chat is where it's at. Always come to the after bark.
Bark, 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 bark.
But so Monday. I will be a records and research specialist.
Wow.
Wow.
Monday I start my new role as well as a content manager.
Oh, yo, you gotta manage a YouTuber?
Yeah, I know. I gotta manage a YouTuber.
They're just like in a pen, like cows. You're like, hey, Squiggle Dumps 13, get out. That'd be funny. You just wrangle them.
I gotta manage Misha.
They all got fucking e-collars on, so when they disobey, just...
Oh god. Buff Otter does sports. I should do more sports. I don't do enough sports. I
feel like you're given a pass for now. We'll
for
get
now,
you back
probably.
To it later.
I eventually I'll be back into doing sports stuffs.
BBM wiffle ball.
Ooh, that'll go hard. I have been added to a group chat that's going to play wiffle ball at AC. And
wait, invite me.
I'll see about it. It seems kind of
see if I'm down.
It's being run by the being run by the same people who go to Mets games and were like wearing fursuits at Mets games.
Oh, I saw that post.
Yeah, my man Drew.
I don't know if I would go to a fucking sport event just to wear a fursuit head.
Okay, if I go to a sports
it's more
event
about sorry.
If I go to a sports event with multiple other furries, I will absolutely fursuit there if they're also fursuiting. But I'm obviously never gonna go to like a small group fursuiting. But if I have like a group of like 10 furries and we're all suiting, like I'm so down.
I could see it, but at that point, it's not about the game. It's more you're being a spectacle, right?
Well, yeah, I'm still there to watch the game though. Like if I go to a Mariners game and suit, like I'm gonna get it's like best of both worlds. I get to watch a baseball game and I get to be a fucking silly animal in a costume.
We got a Discord, by the way. Who's got a Discord, by the way? Who's a Discord? Why is it Discord?
How's a Discord?
Bark Meow has a Discord, if that's what you're talking about.
Gooter's Sports Pod. I don't think I'm versed enough in sports to run a podcast about sports.
I just don't care enough. I like sports, but I'm not going to sit there and talk for every single day because with sports you can't just do once a week. You really can't.
Yeah.
Especially even if you do any sport, there's just like maybe football, because you're dealing with one game a week for your favorite teams, but
yeah.
Nah. So how'd your Mariners do since Monday?
We lost a series to the Nationals, and we lost 9-3 in 10 innings.
Ouch! Damn, you got tagged up at the fucking.
Yeah, whoever we had
the last inning.
Yeah, whoever we had.
They should go see if they're injured and or not do that again.
Yeah,
because your ass will see AA real quick.
Yeah, speaking of AA, we gotta send fucking George Kirby back to AA. He was a stud last season, and then he was injured, and then went back down to AA to like to try and or AAA or something to try and just like recover. And then he came back, and both of his starts have just been god awful.
Oh man, yeah. He might need to go back down for a little bit and just take it easy, get back in the groove of things.
Yeah,
it's a mentality thing, a lot of it, and you just gotta get back into that mindset and that working.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, the player that I have that I based my sports card art off of, Logan Gilbert. Hopefully, he gets off injured reserve soon.
Hell yeah. Well, so and by the way, for everybody who's not big baseball fans and just this general wondering, so there's a really big difference between so single A, double A, and triple A are all very close when it comes to skill gap.
Yeah.
When it comes from triple A to the majors, it's a massive skill gap difference.
Oh yeah.
It's like the difference. It's actually funny enough. Rocket League's really notorious for this. You can be SSL in Rocket League, but not be but not be good enough for like the majors.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And you're already in like the 0.1%, and that's still the other couple hundred people that are available for majors are still way above you. So the reason why this is when you start to hit those incredibly high levels of talent and skill, your margin for error drops drastically. So if you're used to getting some pretty good hitting in the farm system teams, either single A through triple A, that's just because that pitcher could just miss by a little bit and you're just catching it, right?
Yeah.
But when you get to the majors, they don't miss like that. And then suddenly you're getting a lot of ground outs, you're getting a lot of pop outs, and you're not getting on base, and suddenly it's like, what the fuck? It's because pitchers don't do that. Same thing, if you're a decent pitcher down there and you get brought up, if you're not like, sometimes you are that guy, sometimes you do have that skill, but a lot of times you get up there and it's especially like you're saying, coming off of injury rehab, you get up there and you're physically fine, but you're not quite in that space to where you're not diming it up. You're missing by quarters instead of dimes. Those quarters are now getting sent to the fucking stands and you're losing. Yeah. So it's crazy how that changes things.
This shit's rough.
I would love to be a sports player and make that kind of money because it'd be fun to play and do that, but also I would know when you're in the NFL, the MLB, the NHL, any of the NBA, any of those major league organizations, high organizations, you're top crop doing everything about right. Even the bad players, even though as spectators we like to bitch about it, those are the worst of the best at that point.
Oh yeah,
they'll still destroy anybody behind them.
yeah. Literally, dude, I remember seeing something about like one of the worst players to ever play in the NBA. He was challenged to a one-on-one by some dude who was like, "Yo, you actually suck." He was like, "You suck. I'm challenging you to a one-on-one." And they got together and actually did the one-on-one. And the guy who was like the worst NBA player ever actually like fucking destroyed him.
Dumpstered the other guy.
Dumpstered him. I think this guy was like the guy who called him out, like probably played in college or something. Like he was still like a good player, but like this guy who was the worst of the NBA still dumpstered it.
So actually, speaking about, you said like college ball and stuff like that. So very funny enough. For anybody who's still super interested in like the banana ball stuff, I found out there's like a 60 minutes interview with the two creators of it.
Oh.
That the one old lady that's on there, I forget her name. She did the interview with them. Very fun to watch, and it talks a lot about where they came from, how they got to where they were, and also one of the things they mentioned, I don't know if it was the interview or if I just saw it on a TikTok where they were talking about it, but they were asking like, do you think you can compete in an actual competitive league? And they said, well, we kind of do, and we've also played an independent ball team before and won against them. But they were playing banana ball rules. So he said, we beat them in banana ball rules, but we think we could have still beat them playing regular baseball too. And he said, because a lot of our guys are like single, double, triple A'ers that just have been in the farm system forever, or they're college ball guys that come out here and do these things, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't think we can make. He's like, I don't. We can't be a major league team, but if we scheduled something up and played real baseball against a certain, like a different team, like, I think we have a real chance of at least, making it competitive. And I was like, I bet so.
Yeah.
Because it's just like they're built from previous players or players that just didn't quite make it or didn't have faith in making it to the majors, so they wanted to go have fun doing this banana ball stuff. So, Arya,
what's up?
Remember we talked about them like selling out stadiums and stuff?
Yeah.
I found that they sold out a stadium, had over an 80,000 attendance.
Oh,
this is one of the football stadiums.
God. Holy shit! Really?
Most major league stadiums only have like 40-50K capacity.
Yeah.
They're not that big.
What stadium was it?
I want to say it was like an Ohio, like Cleveland or something.
Oh my god!
Let me double check.
Yeah, they're fucking big, dude. They're huge.
It was like 80K though. 81,000 fans in Clemson, South Carolina. So it's the Clemson Stadium with 81,000 fans at Memorial Stadium in April of this year.
God damn.
So that's also people want to talk about. Yeah, it's Clemson, dude. People cannot fucking talk about shit. Like, dude, baseball. If your team's good, struggles to pull 40K, and that doesn't even fill the stands. It's a pretty full stadium, but there's usually still seats, a couple seats here and there. You know what I mean?
Unless you're
81,
unless you're the Dodgers.
81,000. Jesus Christ,
yeah,
that's a lot
for a baseball game.
Yeah, for essentially a baseball game. Yeah. And I don't think the MLB could do it. The only time you get that kind of attendance is when they go to like Japan or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because obviously that's like.
I could go on about how insane baseball is in Japan.
Well, and then you bring a major league game, which they have been doing, and bringing them over to Japan so they can actually watch it in a major league game instead of just a Japan game, a Japanese baseball team game.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah. But yes, the reason why I say this is so I found out something interesting that also. And this is, again, I'm not picking on you, Dingus, but this is why it's not really. This game's not for the kids. The teams have a dad bod cheerleading team. They're all big dudes, beardly fucking dudes out there in like shorts, and they just go out there and dance. That ain't for kids. That's just for adults joking around and fucking around, That's why I'm a big thing on it. I'm big on it. Just it's fun baseball is what it is. It's not like the children's version of the game. Because if that's true, you'd have to go way more backyard baseball than that. You'd have to just get rid of all of the rules. The rule of cool would just have to be the rule.
Yeah. Dingus mentioned baseball doesn't exist, has an amazing video on Japanese baseball. I want to talk about that real quick because Japanese baseball is fucking insane. They have this tournament. It's a high school baseball tournament called the Koshin, right?
Oh.
They take up an entire major league team in Japan, take up their entire stadium for like a few weeks, and they have to play at a different place during their season, during this tournament. This is March Madness style single elimination bracket baseball tournament of high school students who are playing 9-inning baseball, and it's insane. Like the culture around baseball there is so different from here. The amount of training that they go through is ridiculous. The pitchers. Oh my god, people will get like injured, they'll like dislocate something, they'll like just go into the dugout, their coach will pop it back in and they'll go right back out.
See, and you could make an argument that that's kind of like how old baseball was, but then money got involved here, and it's like if you fucking injure that shoulder, that could be, if that's Shohei Ohtani's shoulder, you ain't letting him go back out there and pitch that. That's $100 million shoulder. That's a multiple $100 million shoulder. Get your ass out of here. We're taking you straight to the doctors. We're getting you steroid injections. We're getting you whatever we got to do to start you recovering and strengthening it.
Yeah, but Oh, sorry.
God, I love competition where, well, God, it was the MLB player. He's kind of a prick, I think. But he went out there for the Red Sox and he had like fucking bleeding ankle. He was bleeding through his sock.
Oh.
He was a pitcher. God, what was that? I'll look it up while you talk.
All right. But yeah, I remember them talking about this one pitcher who I think is playing in the majors in Japan now. Like these players, if you perform well at the Koshin, you have like a really good shot of making it into professional league in Japan. This one pitcher like played 3 games in a row, back to back to back, and pitched like all 9 innings, like all 3 games, and it was, yeah. The dude now is a professional, and I don't know how they do it. Because like in America, you rarely see pitchers go past like 7 innings at like the high end.
So it's all about pitch count, and obviously like this is again where the major leagues gets really tough. The third time you go around the batters order, or you go through the order, they've kind of got you normally.
Yeah.
So you start getting into that, hey, you're starting to get a little gas. They've seen everything you've got to throw. They start teeing shit up a little bit more, and that's usually when you get kicked out. Or if you don't get preemptively kicked out, that's when you start giving up runs and then get kicked out.
Yeah.
So it's just like one of those things where if a pitcher, there are obviously the Cy Young winners, like those are the guys that for some reason, even though through the 4th time through the order, you know, they're still knocking people out left and right.
Yeah.
Shit, you know, but a lot of times that's why like you're not gonna see him out of the 7th unless it's a very efficient, a lot of like no walks, very minimal walks, maybe 1 or 2 base runners because of hits or bunts or whatever errors. But that's why I think that is. Plus, again, it comes down to insurance. We paid a lot of money for this guy, so we don't want him to fucking throw his arm out and be screwed.
Yeah. Tommy John's is a real thing.
Yeah. Kurt Schilling in 2004. Which I think that was against the Cardinals. Oh, it was in the American League Championship, so that was before they got to the World Series. Because I think the Cardinals were 04-06. And I think they lost 04 and won 06, or they won 04. No, they lost 04 against the Red Sox and then won in 06 when they were the underdog team. Yeah, sorry. But he had a significant ankle injury to where the tendon had to be sutured back into his, like, to stabilize his skin.
Oh my God.
Or extend it. And he went back out after his team doctor sutured, which is why he was bleeding. Because he had basically just had surgery on his ankle, and he said, I'm not going out.
That's insane.
So yeah, that's an 04, so 20 years ago. But that's the kind of wild shit you hear about where you're like, what? Max Scherzer picked with a black eye once. Yeah, he's wild. Max Scherzer's unique.
Love that.
Wait,
Virgo and Broomby.
Cornelian's so right.
We are. Look at us.
That's wild. Oh shit. I wanted to make some other observations I got about Banana Ball as well. So during the interview, and this is why it'd be interesting to watch that 60 minutes thing, or was it 60 minutes? Yeah, not 90 minutes. 60 minutes interview. Yeah. I think you guys would enjoy if you do have some time, is they do talk about their first game, because they were basically told, you're not gonna go anywhere, kids. Y'all suck. Like, this ain't gonna take off. You're all wasting your time and money. And they said, all right, fuck. So they went and got this stadium out in Savannah, and it needed a lot of work. Like, utilities are off, shit's just not working. So, like, the guy basically says, like, him and his wife, like, sold their house, and they basically threw an air mattress on the floor, and somewhere, like, I remember he said his apartment or something, they had to go rent, but they literally just, like, they sold their house to get more money to go repair the stadium, to give themselves a shot. Their first game in the Savannah stadium that they had, or have, what they did one big thing, because they did a press conference and basically everybody started booing them, and they basically were trying to tell people, come to one game. And that first game they did something crazy. Your meal ticket, your ticket was your meal ticket. As in, you buy the ticket to the game, all your concessions are free, all you can eat, all you can drink.
All you can eat?
And that ticket was $15.
Oh God.
You could go watch a called a bastardized version of baseball for 2 hours for $15 and eat as much food and drink. The guy literally says in the interview, some dude came walking up with an arm full of like arms loaded with hamburgers and said, "Look at all this shit I just got." And he said, "Good for you, man."
Oh
Because
my God.
they lost money on that game.
What?
They absolutely lost money on that game. Just like they were telling the interviewer, guess what we did gain?
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was talking to Misha.
It's not COVID.
Yeah. All you can eat for 15. All you can eat hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken sandwiches, chips, drinks. Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
They lost money on that. They said
Hold up.
in the first hour they went through 10,000 pieces of meat.
Jeez.
Ridiculous. And they said, "Well, how are you going to make money on that?" We didn't make money on that. We lost money on that. But you know what happened? We got fans. People are coming back. So now, granted, because they do rent out other stadiums, which means they have to negotiate and they don't necessarily have control over concessions, your ticket may not, if you were to see it like at that Clemson game, the stadium, you may not be able to get your ticket with all your stuff included for free. But if you happen to go to the Savannah Stadium, the specific Savannah Stadium that they own, their tickets are $35. But it has the all-you-can-eat hamburgers, hot dogs, and everything included.
Oh, they're still doing it in Savannah?
At their home the original home stadium that they do run a lot of their tournaments through and stuff.
Wow.
Yes. For $35. And then they there's some other ticket packages just depending. And they are already sold out of, I guess, like season ticket holders, like spots for this year.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
So, but it's just to showcase, like, all you can eat for $15 isn't all good. No restaurant can offer that for $15. Nobody could afford to for 15. Like, maybe a Chinese food place where it's a lot of like rice and shit. Maybe all you can eat but salad because it's lettuce. You know, like.
Okay, can we talk about that, bro? American Chinese places have like the cheapest food ever, and I don't know how they keep it so cheap in this current economy.
I don't know where their chicken comes from.
They're like,
it's not grade A chicken though.
Like
that's where a lot of it.
Misha and I went to one recently, and they had like this lunch special for like $6.99, and it was like 2 entrees and a bowl of soup.
Soup is mostly water, which is a big thing. Soups really make your body. That's why they say if you want to help cut back on how much you eat, drink a bottle of water, an entire bottle of water, or 16 fluid ounces of water with your meal, and you'll eat a lot less because it fills your stomach. It's just hydration, though. It's not going to sustain you. So with that, you need to eat protein and shit that will actually sustain you.
Yeah.
But that will help you not feel, or that'll help you fill up quicker at least.
Yeah, those entrees are like a giant plate of like fucking pork fried rice and like sweet and sour chicken. Like, bro, so good. Yeah. Had the very obviously Red 40 dyed sweet and sour sauce. That they,
see, like the thing.
Places have.
So what happens with that kind of stuff is like, you gotta think that the pork fried rice, the pork that they get is like it's very processed pork.
Yeah.
And it comes in like, they probably get a bag of like a 10-pound bag for like $20-$30, and they can make 200 meals with that because they only give you like 4 to 6 ounces of actual pork.
Yeah.
What you do get is they get a 100-pound bag of rice for like $10, and they give you a pound of rice with the 4 to 6 ounces of meat mixed in with some of the veggies and the flavoring. That rice still is so fucking good. So you're just like, eat all that rice. Awesome. And that's how they get away with it. A lot of Asian cuisine, it's noodles and stuff like that, where it's very filling in the sense of like volume.
Mm-hmm.
But not necessarily as much in sustenance, and it's more carbs, so they get burned quicker, so then you're hungry again. Yeah. But it's that's kind of why. But I do think they do some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. I think we do have to end.
Oh, is your food ready?
Misha's almost done with dinner, and he's got to stream like right after this. So.
Oh, Misha has to stream. Oh, I was gonna stream at 8 anyways. Fuck, bro, I'm behind.
Bro, Misha's mouse sensitivity is super fucking high. You guys should all make fun of him for it.
It's a sensitive mouse.
His mouse is so sensitive, like barely moving, and it's going across his and both monitors.
Zoom!
Then again, I'm an FPS guy, so I have low sense.
You have low sense?
Yeah, well, higher than most FPS players, but still generally low.
I'm probably higher than most FPS players because I'm not a pro. I'm gonna sneeze again. You ready for me to sneeze again?
I'm so ready.
Maybe. What? I did. I sneezed
Nice.
again. Who's talking shit about me?
What? What?
Oh, by the way, Landon mentioned it earlier. Japan also has a really hot lion mascot for their
Oh,
fucking
they
baseball
do.
team.
Oh, yes, they do.
And
They're
that's
Saitama Saber
already
Lions.
like I'd go. He did a lap dance and
Yeah, he did.
yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty nice.
Do you bring your fursuit there just to hopefully I'm doing the finger thing in real life where you're pointing towards each other and you're like,
Oh yeah, the two pointer fingers.
furries go during one of their games and they
Oh,
all
dude.
show up and they're like, "Hey, lion guy, come home with me."
They're all trying to pick up the lion guy. They're all hitting on him, and they bring him home. You're like, no, leave the suit on.
They're like, "Yeah, please don't break the immersion.
Don't take it
break the magic." Oh no!
Keep it
Don't
on,
break
keep
the
it on.
magic. In my mind, you're just a really hot baseball playing lion. Shit. All right. Well, it sounds like we got to get going. Everybody, TGI Friday. It's Friday.
Friday. Friday. I still have 5 more days of work in a row.
Fuck, that sucks, dude. I'm glad I'm to a weekend. I have so much shit to do this weekend, though. We'll see.
Get your shit done.
Yeah. But yeah.
I'm gonna stream this weekend too.
Have a good Friday, and yeah, have a good weekend. If for some reason, Misha will be streaming, I'll be streaming. If we don't catch you guys though on our own separate streams and stuff, just have a good weekend and enjoy, because we are gonna be going into June.
Yeah,
We'll be in gay month.
Yeah, and we're just over. We're just finished. So. All right, bye y'all. Squeak. Bye.
Oh, make sure, hit that stop stream.